2:35, Marilyn. Damn her. 3, the babe. Pins and CSCs and expiration dates. Jenny's phone number from that old song. And for the extreme among us, the entire 16-digit sequence on our Visa cards. Our ages. Our net worths. Our IQs. I think about this in the grocery store, while I stand in one of the priority lines with close to 100 bags and cans and boxes in my cart. Enough to get my family of 4 through a few days. Yesterday at Safeway, 5 other women glared at me from 3 lines over. One of them I remembered from high school. I think she was a cheerleader. Pretty. Thin. Not too bright. What the hell was her name? Paulette? Paulina? Patty? Patty. That's it. She was 5th in line at the only open non-priority checkout, holding a carton of skim milk. Patty's one item compared to my 100. I nearly let her cut in before me, but the cashier shrugged and shook his head in a hopeless no. "Her card won't work in this line," the kid said. "You know." He scanned my card, my magic card with its magic number encoded on it. 9 point something. It's the first digit that matters. Patty didn't say a word. She would have, once. She or one of the other women would have rolled her cart over and refused to move. I saw a fistfight break out at a gas station once between a short man in a suit and that guy who worked at the hardware store down on Main. No competition there. The suit checked over Mr. X high school football once, got back into his Lexus, and drove off. When his card wouldn't work, Mr. X football punched the gas pump display until his fists were bloody, and the police showed up. I don't know what his queue number was, but it sure as shit had to be below 9. Now we're all used to the lines and the tiers and the different strokes for different folks. I guess if enough time passes, people can get used to anything. 2. There are 9 alarms in my house now. One next to my bed set for 5 o'clock. One that chirps an hour before Anne's school bus arrives. 3 more to mark the final 30 minutes, 15 minutes, and 7 minutes. Same for Freddie's bus, which shows up slightly later. 9 pings and pops and chimes 5 days a week. I feel like I'm on a goddamned game show. All so my daughters don't miss their ride to school. When I was a girl, my mother would call up the stairs. Her voice walked the fine line between gentle and firm as she spoke my name, spurring me on to get up, get dressed, get ready. I still failed to reach the bus stop on some days, only arriving just in time to watch it turn the corner, see the red taillights disappear in the morning fog. Everyone missed a bus now and then. No big deal. There weren't incentives to make sure you got on the bus, the right bus. Not back then. Malcolm's already out the door, ensconced in a bright office with some junior aide bringing him coffee and whole-grain bagels glazed with non-fat cream cheese. He never sees his daughters, 2 contestants in the daily Who Won't Make It to School on Time show on weekday mornings. It's too bad, really. The prizes aren't anything to get worked up about, but the penalties bestowed on the losers make for solid motivation. "Freddie!" I call from the kitchen, sounding less like my mother and more like a desperate lioness with a pack of hyenas circling my cubs. "Anne!" Her 30-minute warning pings while I'm spooning yogurt from a quart-sized tub and teetering on one leg to hitch the ankle strap on my left heel. Anne pokes her head around the corner and gives it a quick, silent shake. Freddie's not ready. Not even close. Shit. On the second testing day of the school year, I'm running late. My daughter hasn't shown up for breakfast, and all I can think about is the yellow bus idling up the street, with the child catcher sitting behind the wheel. When I was young, I had dreams of the child catcher from that old musical, the one with the flying car and Dick Van Dyke stumbling through a bad British accent. He lurked outside my house in pre-dawn shadows, grease-slicked black hair and Pinocchio nose. Waiting. The child catcher wasn't immediately scary, not when his wagon tinkled with bells and lights, or when he danced around in a Technicolor coat, or when he promised all good things and sweets to children. After all, What child shies away from Belle?